Welcome viewers to yet another episode of Samvada on video. Today we are all here with Mr. Siddharth Banerjee and my co-editors Chitra Sarkar, Asha Gambhir, Vandana Basu and Jaya Ray. And today we are going to take you through a very interesting journey through Ayurveda and some music. So over to you Chitra Di. Please take the interview forward.
Thank you, Anandita. Namaste, Siddharth. We're all so happy to meet such an interesting new neighbor. We've heard that you teach yoga at Rishikesh, you practice Ayurveda, you sing, you dance. Did I leave anything out? Tell us something about yourself.
Well, the list is quite long, but cutting it short, I am just a seeker who's genuinely seeking the meaning of life. And in the process, I encountered the process of yoga and Ayurveda along with my mainstream academics. And that's where I kind of found that it has some meaning, because anything which has meaning, it prolongs, it sustains. So I could feel that, yes, this way of life, the Ayurvedic, the yogic way of life has some meaning into it. And I gave in my 100%. And that's what I'm just kind of, any other young boy, just living my conventional life with the support of yoga and Ayurveda and making it more meaningful, and in the process trying to understand the purpose of life.
What triggered your interest in Ayurveda, and do you practice it on a full-time basis or just as a hobby? How do you approach it?
I approach it, it's a part of my life. It's not like it's full-time or a part-time kind of a thing. It is, even the way I'm sitting right now is yogic. The first thing we need to understand here is that Ayurveda and Yoga, they are sister sciences. It is, both of them have to go in sync with each other. Ayurveda is all about knowing your body, and Yoga is about transcending that awareness from the body till the soul. So a yogic process is not possible without knowing what your body is, what is your elemental constitution, how your temperaments are, how your body is functioning. So that knowledge is what Ayurveda primarily provides. And then comes the healing process. That's a different part of it. If you talk about trigger, it's a very interesting story that when I was in my 20s, I had every young boy goes through this kind of emotional turmoil, then existential crisis, what to do in life. And there are all these new feelings when you kind of approach your adolescence. These kind of feelings come out. So that was the time, the crucial time when I was like figuring out life. That okay, I'm like from very good college and I'm very knowledgeable and this and that. I was proud of it. I had that ego that oh my god, I'm from Hindu college basically. So I still have that oh my god, I'm so intelligent and this and that. It was there in the subconscious. But when I encountered life, I realized that am I really successful? The grades that I'm getting, with a very nice grades that's making me happy. But am I really successful? Am I successful with my emotions? Am I successful with my relationships around me? So that was the trigger point. I joined college politics and I saw what all was coming from within me. Like I encountered jealousy, emotions, love, romance and everything. And then there was a lot of unfulfillment was there. And I wanted something to fulfill that. I did try a lot of things. Let me just do this, do that. A young boy does it probably. And also I just by fluke tried yoga.
And that's what started you off on this journey.
Yes.
That's fascinating.
Yes. And I was like, this is something long lasting. For example, I'll be very frank with you, if I drink in the evening today and try to forget my issue, but tomorrow the issues will come again, along with the problem of the liver and pancreas. So that's not a permanent solution, right?
And you find that Ayurveda is a permanent solution? Actually,
yes.
You should tell us through your journey how we can also follow the same healing journey and incorporate Ayurveda into our everyday lives. Tell us for our viewers.
Yes. So in that, the first basic concept that one has to know in Ayurveda is the three dosha terms. So what I did was I just start the story by I ran away from my masters. I was doing an MSc in forestry in FRI. after completion of 1 year, I just kind of ran away. I wanted to seek higher, some knowledge. There I encountered a yogi in Dharamshala, and he taught me this entire science of Ayurveda, and I could relate to it. So he told me, and it is there in Ayurveda also, that our body is made up of 5 basic elements. We all know that, right? The world around us is made up of 5 basic elements. We are different individuals, we're not clones. We are all having different compositions. So the compositions that we have within us, it is different for different individuals. In Ayurveda, it is suggested that you get to know that composition of yours. So there are 5 elements. From 5, we derive out 3. The first is Vata, which is the space and air element. The second one is Pitta, which is fire and water element. And then Kapha, that is earth and water element. So these 3, Vata, Pitta, Kapha, are the 3 doshas. They are also called as bodily humors, which govern everything that we are doing. The way I'm talking is because of I'm a Vata person. A Vata person talks in a particular way. My nose, my eyes, my body, my skin, my hair, my physicality, my proneness to a particular disease is dependent on this, which category I fall in. Not just physical, but also emotional. Some people are very emotional, you've seen that, but some are not. Some are very sharp, they have tremendous memory, but some are they are forgetful. Some are prone to issues like anxiety and sleeplessness, but some sleep very well, but they have problems in they have an issue of melancholy. They feel low and depressed often. Some have anger and frustration like right on their nose, but some do not. On the positive note, some are creative, some are bold, but some are not. Some have strong willpower. So knowing this, when you start knowing this, that which category do I fall into, is the beginning of all wisdom. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. So I realized that my constitution is Vata Pitta. I'm a combination of Vata and Pitta. So there are 7 more combinations. It's a derivation. So I'm just telling you mine so that I cannot teach all of them. I realized I'm Vata Pitta. That means my air and fire. So during that time, I was undergoing an existential crisis and anxiety. So I got to know that, all right, I'm air. So my air is, see, right now, if we talk about air can be very stable, right? Still, when the environment is still. Then you put on a fan and the air becomes very, very comfortable and you feel the breeze. It's a comforting air. You stand in front of the AC or the cooler, the air is comfortable. But imagine the same air when there's a tornado or a hurricane going on, or maybe there's a storm outside. Do you enjoy that air? The same is our mind. So, through which you understand, okay, I'm an air element. I have issues like gas, constipation, then dryness, because air causes dryness. Constipation is dryness. Then issues of a Vata person is that person is very talkative. They do things very fast. They're quick. They're creative. Right? They are very sharp. Like that quickly they'll understand, but they'll forget. That's a Vata quality. They're talkative. They like to speak and express a lot. They talk fast, the way I'm talking right now. That's Vata.
Do you think that we need to get our Prakriti analyzed before we can start? And anything from the point of view of COVID?
That is the first step.
But given this pandemic, is there any advice from Ayurveda that you would tell us about from keeping ourselves safe in this situation? What would be your... Every
dosha, like I told you about the Prakriti Pariksha, every dosha has a seat, an organ where it governs. Okay? So when we talk about COVID, we all know that which organ gets affected the most? We know that, right? So what lungs. The lungs. So what is the seat of lungs? The Kapha dosha. So if I know that if I know the entire chart that, okay, Kapha dosha, despite I'm a Vata person, if I encounter COVID or a viral infection or a cough and cold and a Kapha person does it, I will recover faster than the Kapha person. That's the first thing. But if something other, like for example, if some gas issues happen or some issues with the large intestine, I'll suffer more than the Kapha person. So first thing, a kapha person is more prone to a disease like COVID. First thing. Second comes the ways to heal it. So in that you will know that which yoga asanas must be practiced, which pranayams to be practiced according to the requirement, according to your prakriti. It's not custom. Yoga has to be customized. The yogic practice, the Ayurveda has to be customized. Everybody cannot start taking a heating spice. If you are pitta, high fire, I am kapha, I am taking pipli. You know pipli, long pepper? Pipul. We start consuming in the same amount. I will start having ulcerations in my stomach because I'm fit. But you will heal yourself because you're kapha. Because you need body heat. I need to cool down my body. I need fennel. I need coriander because I'm fit. But as a fit person, you need to have this thing, the heating spice. Then comes the pranayamas. Everybody should not do Kapalbhati the same number of times.
Exactly.
Yes, everybody. Yeah, the number of Kapalbhati is different. You have to look at your constitution and then decide. Rasika has to be done. The number has to be done differently.
Okay, that was a great insight about COVID. And now I would like to ask you, do Ayurveda and modern medicine complement each other? So what are your views on this?
Yes, definitely. See, in yoga, we always say that extremism is not an idea. Being an extremist is never something that will help you. See, a monorail is never stable. A rail is stable when it's going on a parallel like that rail. So, definitely, in modern medicine, is very, very important. There are many issues that can be because our lifestyle is fast. Right, so modern medicine definitely caters to the requirement of a fast lifestyle, which is definitely important, but not too much of dependency on that. We call it Madhyam Marg. That marg is extreme, that anytime a little bit headache, you take a pill. That should not be the issue. But it's not that you're suffering from some chronic disease and you're depending on something probably your ancestors told you and not believing on the doctors at all. That is also not the idea. But let's take a middle way approach. That's called the Madhyam Marg. That, for example, I consume haldi, kachi haldi every day, and chirata. We all know chirata water.
Yeah.
Nothing we all know the memories of our childhood, and my childhood is still not over. So every second day, I know the quantity I must take. Again, Ayurveda will tell you how much chirata you should take.
Yeah, too much
consume.
can cause cold.
Yes. So chirata and all this I'm consuming. But when I'm right now working with a corporate, I'm working there, and if something really happens, God forbid, I don't fall sick very easily by God's grace, by Ayurveda's grace. But if I do consult a doctor, right? So definitely going on that Madhyam Marg will help us live a more rational and practical life, I would say.
That's a very good insight you gave, Siddharth. Because that will basically help our viewers also understand how to balance it out, like you said.
Yes.
So like this COVID times, lots of people are depressed. So what would you suggest in Ayurveda for them and yoga?
In Ayurveda and yoga, yes.
Yeah.
See, when you practice any Ayurvedic or yogic technique or kriya or practice or asana or pranayam, knowing the science behind it is very, very important. So what I personally teach is not just do this, do that. No, it's not like that. I will teach that you know what is inside the brain. I will first draw a nerve cell. How does a nerve cell look like? And how are the neuron pathways in your brain? When these neuron pathways are not nourished well, there is no neuron regeneration. There is one neuron going like that and it's not regenerating, it's just there, stagnant, not nourished well. So issues like depression happens then. So what we need to do, we need to flush those neurons with fresh blood, fresh prana, fresh oxygen, so that there is regeneration of these cells. When these neuron cells will start replenishing, they'll have fresh flow of blood, fresh flow of energy and oxygen, automatically fresh thoughts will come. Why depression happens? I am having one thought and I'm sticking to it. Oh my God, I am so lonely. I am so lonely. Constantly you're thinking about that. But how to change that thought? How to change the pattern of that thought? By giving your brain fresh energy. How will you do it? Subtle asanas, subtle inversions. Again, if I tell you go and do headstand, you should not do it. But you can definitely do a Viparit Karani asana or laying with the leg on the wall. That Ayurveda will tell you. Then what is your constitution? If you are having overweight, you don't do a headstand, you'll break your neck. So according Ayurveda will tell you what to do. Then we have different mudras. The Brahmari Pranayam is there, Nadi Shodhan, but how to do it? Very, very important. Then which mudra for how long you hold. For example, Shanmukhi Mudra, Shambhavi Mudra, Nasigraha Mudra, and then some pranayamas which will help increase the oxygen level, guided in a way which will make it more scientific, rational, practical, practicable, and according to your Prakriti is the answer.
So it's a deep study.
Yes. You know, I remember Asha was saying that her grandson has an allergy problem. Asha, do you want to ask Siddharth whether Ayurveda will help?
Yeah, my grandson, who is 8 years old, Siddharth, he has a severe allergy. Now my daughter-in-law got it tested and it's turned out to be so that he is allergic to so many things, flour and fish and wheat, etc. and all that. So the poor boy, at such a young age as 8, he wants to eat, but he cannot eat because he gets a rash, immediately rash erupts, and he's in a very bad state. Is there a cure in Ayurveda for this?
Yes, for that it has to be studied well. Like your grandson has to be examined by a proper Ayurveda practitioner. So when they get to understand that, okay, this is what the person's entire constitution is. Now, allergy can be because of many reasons. If the person is kapha, then avalambak kapha is one of the reasons why allergies are happening. If the person is pitta, then it's happening on the skin, that is bhajak pitta. So through the understanding, they will get to know that it's a bhajak pitta issue, and then the requisite medicine will be given to the person according to the requirement. That a proper good Ayurveda Charya, person who is Ayurvedic doctor, can recommend that.
So
But
do you
it's
know
safe for
anybody
children.
can use the destiny?
Yeah, I can definitely recommend you to a few, but most of them I know in Kerala because I was teaching there as well. In Delhi, I have to kind of just look into it. If a little bit of research has to be done, because I generally do not stay much in Delhi. I have a love-hate relationship with Delhi. I keep running away to the mountains. So, yeah.
And you run to the mountains to teach yoga, right?
I have a little ashram in Shimla. So, day after tomorrow, I'll be leaving for Shimla. My ancestors are from Shimla. We are
caught you
Provashis
just
from
in time.
Himachal.
Really?
Yeah, you caught me.
What
else I would have-
interested you in yoga? I mean, are you an extremely spiritual person or a very athletic person or both? Which?
I am neither spiritual nor athletic. I'm a yogic person as of now. And yoga says that if you're yogic, you will understand what is the requirement of now. So my requirement of now is material, to be very frank. So I am doing that to my best of my capacity, and I'm sustaining my family, but definitely in a spiritual manner. And I'm giving my contribution to the society. And when I feel that this part is over, then definitely I do my sadhana. I just go into the Himalayas, do my sadhana. That is my spiritual part. So whatever is required at the moment, you fulfill that to the fullest of the requirement, knowing how to do it by knowing your Purushartha. That is what yoga is all about. When I feel that body needs to warm up a bit, do some athletics, I do that. When body says, okay, have some chappan bhog today, my body is demanding it, I do that. Now it's like you need to take care of your material sustenance, I will do that. But when it's like the call for seeking the highest, you do that. That's all a part of karma yoga.
That is Purushartha.
Yeah, that is Purushartha. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha.
Right.
So right now, if you talk about the current situation, why am I in Delhi working in the corporate? I'm in a partnership with my yoga school, developing an app on Ayurveda and yoga for the international community. So in that big project, I am giving the data and doing the proofreading and helping with the content. So that is my Purushartha right now. When this will be over, I'll be probably in Shrikhand Kailash in some Himalayan village doing my sadhana, in my own vipassana, that will be different. So as per the requirement, I am kind of acting, doing my karma.
How do you balance your professional life with these callings, Siddharth? I think that's the question many viewers might have. Because most of us, we probably, even if we want to, we cannot, due to the, like you very rightly said, our material compulsions, which become, which take prime importance in our lives, and then, it is very difficult for us to wean out of those situations and leave, things here and just go off for our spiritual callings, no matter how much we may want to do that.
I completely understand that, Joyadi. I was when I got a call from my yoga school, and they told me you have to come to Delhi, and the office is in Gurgaon, and you get a flat here. I was like, no, I will not do that. I'm very scared of Gurgaon. Despite being a Delhi boy, I am really like, I need CR Park. I need that CR Park environment. If in the evening there is no Shankho Dhoni and Sugandh of Dhuno, my evening is not complete. So I was quite skeptic. And more importantly, before that, I was teaching my TTC. I take teacher training courses. So everything was online. So I was in my comfort zone. I was in my ashram in Shimla. I was there in winters. I was in my blissful state. And when I got this opportunity, which I could not miss, I had to descend down from Shimla to Delhi and be in the corporate. And I was very nervous that the only way my colleagues de-stress themselves is by having a cigarette. And here, what do? But somehow I felt that because if I discipline myself a little bit, if my life becomes yogic, see, when I work on my laptop, I sit in Padmasana and do it. I have no time for yoga. I'm accepting it. I have no time. The kind of clothes I wear, I don't wear jeans and tight clothes and shoes because I know I'm a Vata person, Pitta person. I should not wear this kind of clothes. The color that I'm wearing affects my mind. The food I eat will affect me. The material that I'm wearing is affecting me. So yoga is not just getting up and doing a few asanas on a mat with your mind here and there. It is a process. It's a yogic process. Listening to a bhakti geet, closing your eyes and shedding tears is bhakti yoga. That's also yoga. Going and gardening. So many beautiful gardens I see around here in the neighborhood. You do gardening, you're talking about antidepressant. That is the best way to get antidepressant. This thing, no treatment needed. Talk to the plants and see.
Exactly.
But you need a guide for that. Play with mud. Last time, when did you touch soil? It's called Bhuta Shuddhi. You touch soil, play with the soil, see how your earth element gets balanced, your Mooladhara gets balanced, and you balance your entire fluctuating air element and the earth, this will get balanced. So, being close to nature and being close to music is itself yoga. Then, if you get time, with proper awareness, if you can do some geometry with the body, some experiments with the breath, automatically the mind will be under your control. So yoga is a process, a way of life.
Siddharth, which are the asanas you would recommend for senior citizens? Which are the asanas? I mean, because everyone seems to know. Yeah, just tell us that.
In the international yoga fraternity, there is a yoga called Yin Yoga, if you have heard about. Have you heard about Yin Yoga, ma'am?
No, I just do Iyengar.
So Yin Yoga is a very, very effective because when you age, your Vata quality increases. Okay? It's senescence, right? So the Vata in the body increases when you're growing after a particular age. So restorative and Yin Yoga is very, very effective because it's not intense, but it's very effective. Where you hold a posture for longer period of time and focus on your breath and music.
Yes. And while doing the yoga, you have to use your breath also. It's not
that is yoga.
That is yoga.
Yes.
It's just not doing asanas and not, That is the, not only thinking that later I'll do my pranayam and I'll do my breathing. But with the yoga asanas, you have to use your breath to get your asanas correct and hold them for a long time. And that is the trick, I think. Yes.
In yoga, if an exercise becomes an asana when it's
only when
coordinated with breath.
Right.
I do my meditation. You know how do I do my meditation? I drive from Delhi to Shimla playing Girja Devi's Thumri, and that is my meditation. That is meditation. Now, I don't like to cook much, but when I'm there alone at home, I am stuck up and I don't know how to cook the food. I call my mom and write down the recipe of khichdi, and I make that khichdi mindfully, and that is my meditation.
Yes.
And it is so tasty because I'm doing it mindfully. So whatever activity you do it with mindfulness. That is yoga. Similarly, if I'm running and cycling, so that involvement has to be there. Similarly, if I'm doing exercise, mind is somewhere else, it is an exercise. The moment it becomes an asana, the moment it becomes an asana, sthiram sukham asanam, stability and comfort has to be there. It has to be coordinated with the breath. For that, we need an expert who knows the breath, not just the posture, knows the breath.
Yes.
And how to control the mind. That is also a trick. So we play tricks with our students. We play some ragas. We talk something. When we are practicing something, we'll say a few things so that the mind is in the present. So these are the ways I think a practice can become more effective and efficient. And it is not surfacing on asanas. So I always say, choose yoga, not just asanas.
But I think, unless you concentrate on your asanas with the breath, with the mind, it's impossible to hold the pose because again you'll tumble down, you see?
Yes.
That's the thing. You have to, and then you hate to be disturbed at that time.
True.
Yes.
Siddharth, I did tell you that Vandana Di is our youngest role model in spirit and also our most eminent yoga practitioner. And in fact, her sister is a very senior teacher of Iyengar Yoga.
That's how I got inducted.
Siddharth, we've heard you sing at the Independence Day function in J Block, and all of us were absolutely entranced with your beautiful singing voice. So before we end this interaction, do please give a song for our viewers so that they will also have the benefit of your amazing talent. Please.
Well, that was a very slip of fate moment for me. I just came to see what's happening around and I got kind of, I thought I was ragged, but I'm glad you liked it.
Oh, very much. It stayed in our minds, all of us.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. But yeah, I do kind of practice a little bit of harmonium for again, that's a spiritual process of Nad Yoga that we call the yoga of music. So I've not learned it anywhere formally, but I just kind of practice for myself. As you told that I have to present something again, I'm a little nervous though. One thing I'd like to share here is that when I listen to Rabindra Sangeet, I feel that yes, that how Tagore, how Gurudev was a yogi. Like when he writes, and now I realize it from a yogic point of view. Earlier, of course, when we grow up, we hear all kinds of Rabindra Sangeet, we like the music and tone and everything is peaceful. But now when I listen to a Rabindra Sangeet, I feel that a yogi is talking. It's just so spiritual, it's just so yogic. And everywhere, like when you say Bandh Bhenge De, I connect to that. Then Amar Mukti Alo Yaro, that's the song I'm going to sing, just the first part of it.
And any song you take up in Puja Porja, Siddharth, you can just relate immediately with the spiritual superpower.
Yes.
Be it
is so spiritual.
Prem Porja or Puja Porja, every song is so
it's so spiritual. It is very yogic, I would say. Yes.
It's like a kind of counseling.
Oh yes. Like Amar Akash Hora Surya Tara, that song, when we listen to it, it is so beautiful. Like every song is so unique.
Chandra Tapono. It's a brilliant song. I mean, it's just like a taposha, it's like you're actually serenading the spiritual power with these songs. You don't have any other power, prayers. Sorry.
Very true. So on that note, Chitraji, we can't hear you.
I was going to suggest after Siddharth's solo, we should get a duet with Jaya.
It will be fun. Yeah. I'll just
think about it while he sings. Yes, go ahead.
Go for a medley, few lines, because I'm a Vata person, so my memory is not very good.
Akash Hora Korna. such a
Akash,
popular
what
song.
Okay.
Akash, what is this record?
আকাশ ভরা সূর্য তারা বিশ্ব ভরা প্রাণ তাহারি মাঝখানে আমি পেয়েছি মোর স্থান বিশ্বয়ে তাই জাগে আমার গান, আকাশ ভরা
আনন্দ লোকে মঙ্গলালোকে বিরাজ সত্য সুন্দর মহিমা তব ভাসিত মহাগগন মাঝে মহিমা তব ভাসিত মহাগগন মাঝে বিশ্ব জগত মণিভূষণ বেষ্টিত চরণে আনন্দ লোকে মঙ্গলালোকে বিরাজ সত্য সুন্দর।
এই আকাশে আমার মুক্তি আলোয় আলোয় এই আকাশে আমার মুক্তি আলোয় আলোয় আমার মুক্তি ধুলায় ধুলায় ঘাসে ঘাসে এই আকাশে আমার মুক্তি আলোয় আলোয় আমার মুক্তি ধুলায় ধুলায় ঘাসে ঘাসে এই আকাশে আমার মুক্তি আলোয় আলোয়।
মেঘ বলেছে যাব যাব রাত বলেছে যাই সাগর বলে কুল মিলেছে আমি তো আর না মেঘ বলেছে যাব যাব
বড় আশা করে এসেছে গো কাছে দেখিল ফিরায় না জননী বড় আশা করে এসেছে গো কাছে দেখিল দিনহীনে কেহ চাহে না তুমি তারে রাখিলে জানিব আর আমি যে কিছু চাহিলে চরণ তলে বসে থাকিব আর আমি যে কিছু চাহিলে জননী বলে শুধু ডাকিব তুমি না রাখিলে গৃহ আর পাইব কোথা কেঁদে কেঁদে কোথা বেড়াবো ওই যে তমস ঘন ঘোরা গহন রজনী বড় আশা করে এসেছিল কাছে দেখে না।
অহরহ তব আহ্বার প্রচারিত শুনি তব উদার বাণী। হিন্দু বৌদ্ধ শিখ জৈন পারসিক মুসলমান খ্রিস্টানি। পূরব পশ্চিম আসে তব সিংহাসন পাশে। প্রেম হার হয় গাথা জনগণ ঐক্য বিধায়ক জয় হে ভারত ভাগ্য বিধাতা। জয় হে জয় হে জয় হে জয় 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 হে। Thank you so much.
Beautiful, and all my favorites. Amazing. Both of you amazing.
Thank you so much, Siddharth. It was amazing.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
What an enriching conversation we had. And thank you, Chitradi, for organizing this.
Thank you, Siddharth, for joining us.
Thank you, ma'am.
It was amazing talking to you, Siddharth. And we hope we'll have many more such interactions in future as well. Thank you, viewers, for joining us. It was absolutely brilliant, and I'm sure you enjoyed it as much as we did. Have a great evening, stay safe, and take care of yourselves. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.